Good evening to all. Welcome to the session. This session is all about 200 grammar rules. What are these 200 grammar rules? Already have learned 8 of them. Today you're going to learn 4 more. Now let us go to the ninth one because already have learned 8. Today it is going to be the ninth one. I hope it has started. Please respond. Yes. So today's ninth rule or the first rule for this session, in this session, this goes with gender. Now let me give the introduction. I have been teaching rules related to nouns. When you talk about nouns, obviously, first you have to have an idea. The concepts are very important. With the assumption you know the concepts, you have the concepts. I have been teaching the rules, but there may be a few beginners keeping them in mind. Now, when we talk about nouns, first you have to learn the definition, then you have to know the different dimensions that go with noun. When it comes to nouns, the first dimension, first you have to learn the definition, what a noun is, then what are the different dimensions that go with a noun. We talk about types of nouns, then we talk about gender, then we talk about number. Yesterday and day before yesterday, I gave rules related to types of nouns, proper nouns, collective nouns, abstract nouns. Today I'm going to talk about gender. Before I go to the rules, now what is gender? Gender denotes male or female. And in English, we have 4 types of gender: the masculine gender, the feminine gender, the common gender, and neuter gender. Exam point of view, again, when you learn, you have to learn what is important and you don't have to touch what is not important from the exam point of view. When it comes to gender, exam point of view, neuter gender is important. Now, what is neuter gender? Neuter gender, and there's a common error over here. A lot of students think it is neutral. It is not neutral, neuter. Careful with the spelling. It denotes neither male nor female. It is used for things and objects, things or objects. And what is the rule over here? Because we talk about things or objects, we should not use he or she with things or objects. You all must be knowing that. However, English has rules, English has exceptions. However, gender is attributed to a few things. English people in the past, when they saw certain things, they were awestruck. They must have got surprised. And certain things expressed power and strength, beauty and grace. Now, listen very carefully. I have just given the introduction. Now, we'll go to the rule. Gender, when it comes to neuter gender, we should not use neuter gender goes with things or objects. We should not use he or she. But there's an exception that is important from the exam point of view. What is that exception? If a thing or object expresses power and strength, masculine gender is attributed. Here, first you have to learn the rule, then you have to learn the examples, you have to memorize the examples. That is very important. So I will repeat the rule. If a thing or object expresses power and strength, masculine gender is attributed. What are the examples? The sun, summer, winter, time, death. All these are very powerful. The next dimension, I'm still with the same rule. If a thing or object expresses beauty and grace, feminine gender is attributed. Power and strength, masculine gender, beauty and grace, feminine gender. What are the examples over here? Nature. Nature is very beautiful. Earth, planet Earth is the most beautiful planet as far as our knowledge goes. Moon, as the subject for many poets. Spring season, autumn, etc. Now, when you learn the rule, you should also know how they ask the question. Look at this sentence. The spring season has her own beauty. But in the exam, they may give a question like, the spring season has its own beauty. A lot of students think that sentence is right. But if I say, the spring season has its own beauty, then it is not correct. Here you have to say, spring season is the most beautiful season. Spring season is the most beautiful season, and it expresses beauty and grace. Because of that, English people have attributed the feminine gender. Based on that, we should say the spring season has her own beauty. That is the right sentence. There's a first rule. Hope you have got the first rule. If you have a question, please ask me. After every rule, I will give you a few seconds. If you have a question, please don't hesitate. Ask the question. Regarding the first rule, that is very important from the exam point of view. In so many exams, they have given questions related to neuter gender, where the gender is attributed to things or objects. Bhavana says, no doubt, sir. At least one student says, then I will move on. Rule number 10. Now I'm going to, today and tomorrow. Tomorrow also we have a session at 7:30. I'm going to teach, there are 6 rules that go with a number. What is number? When we talk about nouns, you must be knowing nouns can be singular, nouns can be plural. Number answers the question, how many? Thank you, Prithvi Raja. Number answers the question, how many? And we have two types of number, singular, plural. Singular, you all know one, plural, more than one. But there are 6 rules that go with number. And all the rules are very important. I can give more examples later. Let me complete. I will try to bring more examples from tomorrow. I can give one more example. The autumn season, usually it goes with seasons. The autumn season has his own beauty. Not correct. The autumn season has her own beauty. Now, some nouns, I'm talking about number. There are 6 rules that go with number. All the 6 rules are very important from the exam point of view. Today you're going to learn 4 of them, or 2 of them, and tomorrow the remaining rules. So number related, what is the first one? I will give the backdrop information. Generally, in English, we have types of nouns. We have singular, we have plural. And there's a typical rule. What is that rule? We can change singular nouns to plural nouns by adding s or es. Student, students, book, books, bench, benches. But English has rules, English has exceptions. Now, these rules go with exceptions. Now, listen very carefully to rule number 10. Some nouns have the same form for singular and plural. Usually, nouns, singular form is different, plural form is different. But some nouns, they have the same form, singular or plural, we should use the same form. First, you have to learn the rule. Then you have to memorize the examples. What are the examples? Deer, sheep, salmon, trout, cod, offspring, aircraft, spacecraft. Now, how to remember? Mnemonics. There's one word called mnemonics. Mnemonics means what? Memory techniques. When you learn, try to learn in a systematic way. That is one thing. And also, try to create your own abbreviations, acronyms, your own codes. It will be easy for you to remember and try to streamline your learning. Here, deer and sheep, land animals, one group. Salmon, trout, cod, types of fish, remember one group. And offspring, it goes with human beings, it goes with animals as well, an independent thing. Then you group aircraft and spacecraft. But here, some students ask me, I'll go to that doubt later. Let me read out the examples. A sheep is grazing in the field. Here I'm talking about one particular sheep. I saw one and I say a sheep is grazing in the field. One. So singular verb is grazing. Here the verb changes. I saw some sheep. Then what do I say? Some sheep are grazing in the field. So here is grazing, I'm talking about singular. Are grazing, I'm talking about plural. Whether it is singular or plural, you must have noticed in both the examples there's only one word. Which one is that? Sheep. I haven't said sheeps. That is not correct. I hope you got the rule. Please respond, say yes or no. Then I'll go to the next one. So, what is this rule? Number related. Usually, nouns, singular form is different, plural form is different. But some nouns have the same form for singular and plural. What are the examples? Sheep, deer, salmon, trout, cod, offspring, aircraft, spacecraft. Thank you. Thanks for your response. If you keep responding, I'll be happy. I know you guys are with me. Then I can give the best. Now, a lot of students, regular classes, when I teach this, they look at me with a puzzled face. There's a question mark on the face. Then I understand. If today, if you read the Hindu paper, the number one paper, standards wise, language point of view. There also, you may come across offsprings, aircrafts. Then you wonder, master says offspring, aircraft. And here the newspaper, the Hindu says offsprings, aircrafts. Whom to believe? Obviously, you have to believe the master. What is the reason? I teach English at the same time. I'm a professional, I have been teaching for so long, but jokes apart, the Hindu also a standard paper. What you have to understand here, the Hindu, whatever you come across in the Hindu paper, not everything. A few examples. They go with modern English or current English. They go with what? Current English, modern English. Languages are dynamic, they keep changing. Exam point of view, we don't consider current English or modern English. You have to depend on standard British English. According to standard British English, it is offspring. Imagine in the exam you see offsprings, then beyond any doubt you have to consider that an error. Is this clear? No, no, that is not printing mistake. It is current English. Current English. Now let me go to, do you have any question regarding rule number 10? Please say yes or no. If you say no doubts, then I'll go to rule number 11. I will give you a few seconds to respond. At least one or two students say, sir, no doubts. Then I'll go to the next rule. Fine. Thanks for your response. Now, rule number 11. Again, a lot of people say 11. 11 is not correct. 11. How do you pronounce that number? 11. Don't think master is not good at English. Now, rule number 11. Some nouns always have the plural form and take a plural verb. Look at this. They don't have a singular form, always a plural form, and they always take a plural verb. Now, here, what you have to remember, the concept, the rule is important on the one hand. On the other hand, there's so many examples. All these examples you have to remember. They should be at your fingertips. Otherwise, in the exam, under pressure, not easy to spot the error. What are the examples? Trousers, shorts, tights, spectacles, tongs, scissors. Again, when we give the examples, we tell students all these, no doubt you have to remember, but some are very important. Looking at the questions from previous year's papers, we say here trousers they have given many a time, spectacles they have given many a time, scissors they have given a many a time. And this morning I gave one question based on the same rule, binoculars. Very good. Who is this? Durga Bhavani. Binoculars, you got that this morning. Now look at this example. She forgot her spectacle yesterday. Is it right or wrong? Answer my question. She forgot her spectacle yesterday. Is this question right or wrong? Just respond. She forgot her spectacles yesterday, or she forgot her spectacle yesterday. It is wrong. Why is it wrong? Here, these nouns always in the plural form. Then we cannot say spectacle. It should be spectacles. S should be there. They have given in many exams. There are two dimensions. When it comes to this particular rule, there are two dimensions that you can test your knowledge. One, verb related. Second, form related. This example goes with the form. Verb related, listen to me. A lot of people say, where is my trousers? Where is my trousers? Is it right or wrong? Just answer my question. Where is my trousers? Right or wrong? She forgot her spectacles yesterday. That is a right sentence. If I ask the question, where is my trousers? Right or wrong? It is wrong. What is the reason? Trousers, it is in the plural form. But what is the rule here? Always plural form. They always take a plural verb. Then what is the right sentence? Where are my trousers? Where is my trousers? Not correct. Where are my trousers? It is wrong. What is the correct sentence? Where are my trousers? We have to use a plural verb and the word should be in the plural form. Please listen very carefully. Some nouns always have the plural form and take a plural verb. Underline plural verb. So where is my trousers? Wrong. Where are my trousers? Now, rule number 12, the last rule for today. Some nouns always have the plural form but take a singular verb. Previous one, plural form, plural verb. This one, always plural form but take a singular verb. You got to focus on the key words. Here, I would like to tell one more thing. You have to learn a lot of rules, and when you learn you have to write the rules elaborately, and when it comes to before the exam, the same rules you should, on one A3 sheet you have to write all the rules, the key words. And when you learn the rules also, focus on the key words. I have given a sentence. You can see a sentence over here. Some nouns always have the plural form but take a singular verb. Here, when you write on a piece of paper or on A3 sheet, write this way: always plural PF plural form and a slash singular verb SV. You write that way and easy to revise. Today, oh, my mistake. I forgot to change. I appreciate that, Bhavanan. Total, I'm going to give 500, but level 1, 200. That I said the very first day. Level 1, 200. Level 2, 200. And level 3, 100. When I said total 500, but we started with 200. I will get it changed. Now, some nouns always have the plural form, but take a singular verb. This is also an important rule. What are the examples? News, physics, mathematics, linguistics, economics, statistics, measles, mumps, rickets. Now, the subjects, all the subjects you can make out except news, and the last three they go with diseases. These diseases, they're always in the plural form, but they take a singular verb. Take a singular verb. Now, here, a typical example: linguistics are not a popular subject. They may give that way in the exam, but actual sentence: linguistics is not a popular subject in our country. Yes, that's right, eagle eyed. Who is that student? Bhavana. Linguistics is not a popular subject, that is correct. But there are two words over here, they are very important. What is the reason? Economics, it has two meanings. Economics, please listen very carefully. As a subject, it takes a singular verb. Economics is a tough subject. Correct sentence. But there's another meaning for the word economics. Economics means the financial aspects. When you use the word economics to convey the idea financial aspects, then you can use a plural verb. For example, the economics of this project are not commercially viable. The economics of this project are not viable. Here, economics means the financial aspects. Aspects, plural. Then we have to use a plural verb. The same thing goes with statistics. Statistics as a subject takes a singular verb. When you talk about data, it may take a singular verb, it may take a plural verb. So this is also an important rule. These are the four rules I wanted to teach. And if you have a question regarding any of these, please ask. I will give you a few seconds. Then we'll go to questions from previous year's papers, and that is going to be interactive. So if you have a question regarding any of these rules, SARS disease, SARS is an acronym. I'm not quite sure that's an acronym. But when it comes to measles, mumps, rickets, they are not acronyms. They are the names of the diseases. And many exams, they have given the word measles. How do they ask the question? The measles are a deadly disease. The measles are a deadly disease. Not correct. A lot of students who are not aware of this rule, they may think measles, plural form, are a deadly disease. The sentence is right, but it is not correct. What is the correct sentence? The measles is a deadly disease. Then it is correct. No questions? That's wonderful. You guys are quite attentive. I appreciate that. Now let us go to question number one. All these questions are from, thank you very much for that. All these questions are from previous year's papers. Noun related rules completed. No, tomorrow also noun related rules. Who is this? Vijay Kumar. And today at the fag end of the session, I'm going to present a slide. And in that slide, you can see the 8 rules, 4 plus 4. 8 rules you have already learned. That is like consolidating. And tomorrow I'm going to show 4 plus 4 plus 4, 12 rules. That way, every time you're reminded the rules you have been learning, and that way you can take a screenshot and you can have a look. Oh, these many rules we have learned so far. Out of 200, not 500 to begin with, 200, we have got 8 rules, 12 rules, 16 rules, and all the rules in front of you. Quick glance, easy to remember, easy to recollect, and try to make your own examples that will help in the long run. So, where is the error? I asked him, how could he go out if it started raining? When you see the word asked, tell yourself immediately this is related to indirect speech. Again, indirect speech, we have 3 dimensions, 4 dimensions actually: statements, questions, commands and requests, exclamations. Asked, the reporting of said is changed to asked when it comes to a question. Then there are 5 rules that go with questions in indirect speech. But the most important rule that goes with common errors, a lot of people use when they change a question from direct speech to indirect speech, they try to keep it in interrogative form because it's a question. But what is the rule here? When you change a question that is interrogative form from direct speech to indirect speech, then interrogative form changes to affirmative form. Here it is in interrogative form, that is not correct. What is the correct sentence? How he could go out? How could he go out? Interrogative. Wrong. How he could go out? That is affirmative. That is correct. So, what is this question about? Reported speech and related to questions. Questions are very difficult under pressure to handle. So, I don't know how many of you have got it right. So, be happy if you have got it right. It being a rainy day. Now, let us go to question number 2. It being a rainy day, we will decide to skip work and stay at home. Now, where is the error? It being a rainy day, nothing wrong with that expression. Decided. Who is this? Ashwini has got it right. And private working assistant, aspirant. I'm sorry. And Sheikh also to stay. No, 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 that is not right. No, no, nothing wrong with it being a rainy day. That I said at the outset. And Nagamalleshwari, Vishnuvardhan, and also Prithvi Raja, Bala Saraswati, Aniket, Bhavana. Yes, there is an error in the second part. What is that error? It being a rainy day, we decided the verb should be in the past. We will decide. It cannot be in future. I smiled. That's why I smiled. We will decide. No, you are not talking about future. Already have taken a decision based because it is a rainy day. It being a rainy day. The verb should be in the past. So what is correct? It being a rainy day, we decided to skip work and stay at home. That's what we all do. We decided to skip work. Now always ask, what is this question about? Question is about past tense. We cannot use future, we should use past tense. Let us go to question number 4. Question number 3. She regards negotiating prices with customers as a special expertise. Where is the error? I hope the pace is okay. I'm doing it a bit fast because we have to work on 20 questions. Please respond. The pace. Pace means speed. Is it okay or you guys want me to slow down? Say okay or sir, please slow down. We need to look at the sentence, recollect the rule, spot the error. We need some time. Then I will slow down. She regards what? Negotiating prices with customers. With whom? With customers as her special expertise. As her special expertise. Where is the error? It's okay, fine. Thank you. 2 No, no, that is not the right answer. Regarding, nothing wrong. And oh, Rajshekar, you are here. No, that is not right. No one has got it right. That's why I said this is a tough question. No, special expertise. Vishnuvardhan, you're there. There is an error in the third part. Expertise is special skill. Then you don't have to use the word special before expertise. That is redundancy. So, what is the right sentence? As her expertise, she regards what? Negotiating prices with whom? With customers as what? She regards as what? Her expertise. Expertise, special skill. You don't have to use the word special expertise, special skill. That doesn't make sense. It is an error. It's a question about a redundancy, superfluous, not required. Only expertise, that is enough. I think only one student has got it right. That means it's a tough question. Her expertise. Yes, Rajshekar, that is right. Yes, Sampath. Oh, Sampath, you are here. That's right. Now let us go to question number 4. The redevelopment project is aimed not just providing good houses to shanty dwellers, but also developing infrastructure. That's a difficult one. I do agree. It's a tough question. Not at all easy. Had you got it right, you would have been very happy, but not easy. Sometimes it happens. Every day is not Sunday. Do remember that. Ah, very good. Who is this? Nagamaleshwari, first one to respond. Rajashekar, Aniket, again Rajashekar, Siri Chinta, second one. It is the first one actually. Vishnuvardhan also. Here, aim always takes a preposition at. It also takes a preposition for. But here, aimed at something. So one word is missing. Which one is that? At. The redevelopment project is aimed at. That's very good. A lot of students have got it right. I appreciate. Now, this question is about fixed preposition or prepositional combination. Aim at, aim for is also correct. Now, let us go to question number 5. I met the gentleman today morning on my way to the market. Usually we say this morning, not today morning, but don't consider that. Aim takes always at, sometimes it may take for, FOR. Do remember, but usually it takes aim at something. Aim for success. We don't say aim at success. We say aim for success. Aim at the target. Have met. Today, that is one error. Today morning, no, today morning over. It should be in the past. Have met is not correct. No, 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 no. Today is incomplete. Today morning over, completed. So the tense should be past tense. That is not the error. On my way is correct. That's a standard phrase. A tough one. There is an error. Here, I met the gentleman. We cannot use a definite article the. It is not specific. I met a gentleman. You went to the market. On the way to the market, you met someone for the first time. Then you don't say the gentleman. What do you say? On the way to the market, I met a gentleman. On the way to the market, I met a stranger. I met a stranger. I met a weird person on the way to the market. A gentleman. So, what is the correct sentence? I met a gentleman, not the gentleman. No one has got it right. That is really surprising. Really, really surprising. And what is this question about? Article. This is what I call contextual awareness. You have learned the rules related to articles. You all know. Still, you could not get it right. Why? Listen very carefully. Today, many questions they depend on what I call, what I have been telling my students, contextual awareness. Then comes the question, so how do we become good at contextual awareness? Read, read the newspaper. That is the best source you can depend on. You can answer many questions, a lot of questions based on contextual awareness. This I would like to reiterate. Now let us go to question number 6. Okay. For general, for known one. Is this live? Yes, it is live. Who is this? Corner. Yes, of course, it is. When I was, this you got this morning. So those who have answered, please let others answer. When I was passing through the forest, I happened to see. There should be I here. Please give me a second. I will correct it. That is not the actual error. When I was, or while I was passing through the forest, I happened to see a number of deers. It is not deers. Deer already have got the rule today. Deer, sheep, salmon, all these, whether we are talking about one or more than one, they always have the same form, deer. Deers is not correct. I, s- I happen to see what? A number of deer. Question is about noun. Some nouns have the same form for singular and plural. This rule you have learnt today. So should have answered this one. Now let us go to question number 7. Question number 7. I did not receive any letter from my parents for the last 2 months. Those who answered this morning, please don't respond. Let others try. I think he's trying to promote something. Just ignore. Every day we come across at least one or two persons. They try to disturb the session. Focus on the master. Focus on the question. Please ignore those people. They're not worth considering. I did not receive any letter from my parents for the last 2 months, for the past 2 months, for the last 2 months. This phrase goes with either present perfect or present perfect continuous. But here the context is past to present. Then we should use present perfect tense. Then what is the answer? I have not received. I haven't received any letter. Why present perfect? And this question is about present perfect. Why present perfect? Because there's a time phrase. What is a time phrase? For the last 2 months. Now listen very carefully. I tell students quite often, but somehow they don't get it. What do I tell students? When you read a sentence while taking a mock test or while working on questions from previous year's papers or actual exam, when you read a sentence, you got to read meticulously, but look for the time phrase deliberately, intentionally. The moment you see the time phrase, your job is done. Based on the time phrase, you can decide which tense the sentence should be in. That is a clue for you, and you can save your time. If I have to read this sentence, I did not receive any letter from my parents for the last 2 months. The moment I see for the last 2 months, I know for sure it is not past, it should be in present perfect. And there's no ambiguity. I will say there's an error in the first part. With immense confidence, I'll go to the next question. No ambiguity whatsoever. I haven't been receiving. Usually we don't use that way. We say we don't use a continuous form. I haven't received in the last 2 months for the past 2 months. I haven't been receiving. Generally, we don't say that. Usage point of view, we don't say that. The context talks about, as I said, past to present. I haven't received so far. What is the idea here? I haven't received any letter so far from the past to the present, but for the past 2 months or for the last 2 months. Past perfect continuous, no way, it doesn't go with. See, first of all, you have to understand how can you decide. Let me spend a few minutes on question number 7. A lot of students, they have some say past, some say past perfect, some say present perfect continuous. Now, listen very carefully. How do you decide based on the time phrase, or you don't consider the time phrase? Then how can you decide where the error is? There should be some sort of clue. When you see the time phrase, in English we have tenses, you all know that. Tenses take specific time phrases. You got to memorize. The moment you see the time phrase, you can decide the sentence should be in which tense. I'll give one example. Have seen the manager yesterday. The moment I read, I focus on yesterday. Yesterday goes with past tense. Then the sentence is wrong. I've seen the manager yesterday, wrong. What am I supposed to say? I saw the manager yesterday. That is the right sentence. Just like that, I can spot the error based on one word. Which word is that? Yesterday. Same way, when we teach regular classes, we do all these things. When I teach present perfect, I tell them the phrases that go with present perfect, I tell them to memorize for the past 2 months, for the last 2 years, since so and so time in the past, since my childhood, ever since I got married. These are the standard phrases. The moment you see that phrase, you should tell yourself only one tense. Which one is that? Present perfect. The context based. Sometimes it could be present perfect, it could be present perfect continuous. I hope it's clear. A lot of students have responded different tenses, so I hope it is clear. Time phrases are very important when it comes to exams. You can spot the error within no time based on the time phrases. A lot of students, though I tell them repeatedly, they don't focus on the time phrases. The moment you focus on the time phrase, it is an easy question. It becomes an easy question. I've seen that film last year, but I don't remember its story. This is an interesting example based on the context. I've just given one example. So, what is the time phrase here? Last year. The moment you see last year, what are you supposed to think of? Past tense. I saw that film last year, but I don't remember its story. I had seen, no, I had seen goes with two actions in the past, one after the other. First one, we should use past perfect. Second one, we should use past tense. Here, it doesn't talk about that. It doesn't talk about any action happening one after the other. Both should be in the past. I saw that film last year, but I don't remember its story. What is the answer? I saw that film last year. Question is about past tense. Now, question number 9. You have to learn the tenses, then all these are easy questions. Sometimes not easy, but usually, based on the time phrases, they are rather easy. Let us go to question number 9, an easy question. A lot of money was spent on the Commonwealth Games. Yes, Sampath, I saw, that is right. Was spent. Who is this? Ashwini, the first one to respond. Darling Sinu also. Oh, wonderful. A lot of students have got it right. I can't read all the names. Here, money, considered singular. You cannot say were spent. A lot of money was spent. I'm glad a lot of students have got it right. Question is about subject verb agreement. Again, remember, in competitive exams, quite often they ask questions related to subject verb agreement. That way, it's an important question. Money was spent. We don't say money was spent. Now, let us go to question number 10. The old man, oh, my mistake, in a hurry. Here it should be. The old man was overwhelmed for joy at the success of his only son. Now, overwhelmed with, who is this? Rishita, the first one to respond. I will hold that one. After that, Ishwar also says, in joy. In joy, no. Overwhelmed in joy. Generally, it takes either. A lot of students have written with, that is right. You can also use by. Overwhelmed by something with joy. So both can be used, but here, see, I have given both the prepositions with, by. Better here, overwhelmed with by what? By joy at the success of his only son. With joy, that is also right. At the success of his only son. By joy, with joy. Either way, it is correct. In joy, also, perhaps it is right. But generally, usage point of view, we use with or by. Generally, again, between the two, if you ask me, sir, which one is in usage? Overwhelmed by something. Prefer by. It doesn't mean that with is wrong. Now let us go to question number 11. Not 11, 11. His composition is inferior than mine. Now, where is the error? Inferior two. Rishita again, the first one to respond. Aman, right, and Hussein Sheikh. I hope I'm correct with the pronunciation. Otherwise, please excuse me. Yes, a lot of students have got it right. There is a clue for you. What is that? Inferior. Here, the word inferior should be focused on. Inferior, that is a comparative adjective. Now, listen very carefully. That's good. That's the sentence is right. Now, listen very carefully. This is an important question. There's one rule. What is that? Comparative adjectives like anterior, posterior, superior, senior, junior, superior, inferior, preferable, elder, and the verb prefer, all these take the preposition to, not than. Common error, people use the word than, that is not correct. We should use to, senior to, junior to, superior to, inferior to, elder, preferable, prior, and the verb prefer. Typical example, in so many competitive exams, they've given the verb prefer. She prefers coffee than tea. Not correct. She prefers coffee to tea. That is correct. An easy one, a lot of students have answered. Inferior to mine. Question is about comparative adjective. Now let us go to question number 12. Men are wanted. Those who have answered, don't respond. She prefers coffee to tea. That is right. Prithviraja and Rajshekhar also prefer two. Men are wanted for the army and navy and the air force. Where is the error? Don't respond. Those who have answered, don't respond. Those who answered this morning, please don't respond. Required. Very good. Here we cannot say wanted. Wanted has a negative connotation. Criminals are wanted, smugglers are wanted, and unwanted elements of society, they are wanted. Wanted goes with the police department and it has a negative connotation, not correct. We have to use the word required. But newspapers also, you see, wanted and something or someone, not correct. Required. Men are required. No, the Navy not required here. What is the reason? Morning also, some students asked me, I clarified. Men are wanted for the army and the navy. Here it is the same. After that, there's a comma. So the goes with army and navy. No need to repeat. It's understood. The army and navy. And after that, comma and the air force. That is not the error. There is an error with the third word. Wanted is not correct. The right word is required. Notorious, that's a good word. Notorious personality. Notorious. See, there are three words you have to learn. Famous, known to many people. But known to many people could be positive, could be negative. You are known to many people, a lot of people like you. Then what is the word? Popular. You are known to many people hate you. Then what is the word? Notorious. Popular goes with celebrities, and notorious goes with smugglers, unwanted elements of society, and the dons, all these people. Now let us go to question number 13. This also, those who have answered, please don't respond. Five questions, familiar, let others, quite notorious, yes. Right example, Aman, notorious, notorious criminals, notorious band smugglers. A weak minded person is frightened away by the initial difficulties and gives up the attempt in despair. Frightened, that's right. Hussein has got, Sheikh has got it right, Ishwar has got it right. After that, Rishita, a lot of students, Vishnuvardhan, Ravi Teja, Darling Sinu. You have been answering a lot of questions. Raj Shekhar, that's good. I see progress. Now, Bala Saraswati also. It is in passive voice. Something frightens him. Listen very carefully. I always tell students whenever you come across questions related to direct speech and indirect speech, active voice and passive voice, you have to ask yourself, if it is in passive voice, you should ask what is this in active voice. If it is in indirect speech, you should ask what is this in direct speech. That habit will help in the long run. The actual sentence, I will give an example. Something frightens a weak minded person. Active voice. A weak minded person is frightened by something. Passive voice. No, those I'm bringing to give you an idea, something like revision. That is the intention behind. And I don't expect all those students to come here. We have new students, even they should be exposed to those five questions. And those who have already got exposed, it is like consolidation. So here it is in passive voice. Any question, any sentence in passive voice, do remember the main verb is always in past participle form. What is the main verb over here? Frighten. It's a regular verb. Frightened, frightened, frightened. So here it is not correct to say frightened. Is frightened away by. Question is about passive voice. I insist, always try to make a note what the question is about. That will help in the long run. Let us go to question number 14. It is, you are more beautiful than her. This is a very good question. Let's see how you're going to. Oh, Aman, you have responded within no time. That's a pleasant surprise. There's an error, and already someone has responded. I've just mentioned his name. Aman has responded. Yes, after that, I see Hussein Sheikh also. And Rama Devi, yes, Durga Bhavani. Very good. A lot of people say, listen very carefully. He is stronger than me. Not correct. He is stronger than I am. Am is understood. He is stronger than I. The same way, you are more beautiful than she, not her. Here we have to use a pronoun in the subject form, but here it is in the object form. I'm glad a lot of students have got it right. And outside, a lot of people say, he is stronger than me. She is more beautiful than her. Usage point of view, these are in usage. But when it comes to the exam, we don't consider conversational English expressions. We don't consider American English. We don't consider current English. We only follow, consider, and what is valid, standard British English. Yes, he is stronger than, taller than. People say me. Me is not correct. The pronoun should be in the subject form. Again, imagine a typical common error. Current English. If there's a knock on the door, I say, who is that? The response could be, it's me. It's me is not correct. Correct sentence, it is I. Now let us go to question number 15. We are running out of time. My brother-in-law who lives in Mumbai have come to stay with us. What is the subject here? Brother-in-law. Then you cannot use a plural verb. The verb should be in the singular form. Based on that, my brother-in-law, based on that who lives in Mumbai, has come to stay with us. I think, no, there is an error. Has come. A lot of students have got it right. Who lives in Mumbai has come. If you ask me, sir, why has? The subject is third person singular, brother in law. And there's one important rule that goes with compound nouns. Tomorrow I'm going to teach. Here, who lives in Mumbai has come. What is this question about? Subject verb agreement. Subject, brother in law. Third person singular. We have to use a singular verb. Have is not correct, has is correct. Question number 16. Plural of brother in law. Tomorrow you're going to learn. People say brother in laws, not correct. Brothers in law. The Beatles will ever be my favorite pop group. Actually, it is not a pop group. Morning, I forgot to tell you guys. It's a rock group. Pop music is different, rock music is different. Beatles, rock group. They are known for rock music. So, where is the error? The Beatles will always be my favorite pop group. A rock group, better expression. There's an error in the question. Uh, Combination. They are known for rock music. So, the Beatles, name of a music, a name of a band, rock music band, very popular in 1960s. The Beatles will always be my favorite, not ever. Will always be my favorite. This question is about adverb. What is it about? Adverb. Now let us go to question number 17. Where is the error? The cattle are grazing in the fields. Oh, Rishita, the first one to respond. After that, I see Hussein Sheikh and Prithviraja, Nagamani, Aman, all these. Here, cattle is not correct. Some nouns, tomorrow you're going to learn this rule. Some nouns are always in the singular form but take a plural verb. Typical examples important from the exam point of view: cattle, poultry, gentry, vermin, all clergy. All the five examples tomorrow you're going to learn. So, where is the error? It is not cattle's cattle. The cattle are grazing. If you ask, sir, cattle looks like singular, why plural verb? That is a rule. Some nouns always have the singular form, but take a plural verb. Why? That is English we cannot question. We have to accept, respect, and move on. Now let us question is about nouns. Let us go to question number 18. Where is the error? You can open the box by a screwdriver. Cattle, poultry, gentry, clergy, vermin. But nowadays they are giving gentry. Many competitive exams. In the past, they would use cattle and poultry. But now, of late, they have been using gentry. With, yes, a lot of students have got it right. You can open the box by a screwdriver, with a screwdriver, with a screwdriver, not by. Question is about preposition, the correct preposition. There is no agreement between you and I, so we are free to part our ways. Yes, SSC Gyan, that is right. Now let us go to question number 19. Please don't leave after the 20th question. I'm going to show one slide where you're going to recollect the 8 rules you have already learned. You got day before yesterday and you got yesterday, and it is a very useful slide. You can consolidate your knowledge. There is no agreement between you and me. Why? There is one preposition over here, between. After a preposition, if you have to use a pronoun, that should be in the object form, not in the subject form. There are two rules. You're going to learn all these rules. After the main verb or after a preposition, if at all you have to use a pronoun, that pronoun should not be in the subject form. It should be in the object form. I is the subject form, not correct. It should be between you and me. Between you and me. Question is about pronoun form. Subject form, wrong. We should use the object form. Now let us go to question number 20. He is guilty for killing an innocent bird. Innocent bird. Birds are always innocent. These are all actual questions. That's why I'm smiling, not my questions. Actual questions from different competitive exams, especially SSC. SSC, yes. Innocent bird. Birds are always innocent. There's no other word you can use before birds. Guilty of. Very good. Jokes apart. What is the answer? Guilty of. Absolutely right. Here the word guilty, but I'll spend a few minutes, maybe 2 minutes, listen very carefully. Guilty of. What is this question about preposition? Now please listen to me for 2 minutes. There's one word over here, guilty. Now I'm going to talk about something very important when it comes to vocabulary. I don't know how you guys learn or enrich your word power, but there's a particular technique. What is that? You have to use word maps. You should know how to create the word maps. Today I'm going to give an idea. Some other day I will come up with the actual video, how to enrich your word power. Now here the word guilty. This goes with either everyday English or it goes with effective English. It's a legal term. Now there are two words, everyday English as well as effective English. Innocent, guilty. He is an innocent person, everyday English. He is guilty of something, and everyday English. But these two words they also go with legal terms, effective English. What is a meaning? Innocent means, as a legal term, a person who has not committed crime. Guilty means a person who has committed crime. Now here, when you take these two words, you have to create a word map. What word map means? Take the concept like crime, write all the related words, legal aspects, court, case, innocent, guilty, trial, witness, alibi. All these words you write like a word map you create, then all the related words at one place. Easy to remember, easy to learn, easy to remember, easy to recollect. This will help in the long run. Now let us have a look at yes, of course. Now we are running out of time. That is a problem. I would like to give a lot, but the problem, time factor. Morning also, I think I had to wind up the session at 8 past 8 or 3 past 8. I don't remember, but it went beyond 8. Now, this is a very useful slide. Have a look at this slide. I hope you can make out. So far, don't consider today. Yesterday, day before yesterday, you have learned 8 rules. Today, whatever you have learned, I don't consider. What are those rules? First one, proper noun related. The first letter of a proper noun should be capital letter, irrespective of its position in a sentence. Rule number two, you got proper noun countries, you should not use any article. You cannot say the India, not correct. Rule number three, exceptions. Some countries do take the definite article the. I give examples like, exam point of view important, the Netherlands, the Irish Republic, the UAE, the Ukraine, all these. And the fourth one, proper nouns as common nouns. You can use a proper noun as a common noun. Then you should use a definite article the. He is the GB Shaw of our group, the George Bernard Shaw. GB Shaw, name of a person, the Netherlands, that's right. And yesterday you got 4 rules. Collective noun, most important. They usually take a singular verb, a singular pronoun, but if you talk about individual members or you talk about some sort of division, lack of unity, then you have to use a plural verb and a plural pronoun. And plural nouns, titles of books, the English has different meanings. We don't say the English means English people. That has a different connotation altogether. English people. Languages, you should not use any article. The French, the English, not correct. English, French, Hindi. And the English means English people you're talking about. Let us go to plural nouns like titles of books, collective units. You can use a definite article. You have to use a singular verb. The Arabian Nights is very popular. Then plural nouns again. We when you talk about specific quantity or amount taken as a whole, then you have to use a singular verb. For example, 5 kilometers is a long distance to walk. The last one you got yesterday, uncountable nouns, examples like scenery, furniture, and information, they cannot be used in the plural form, advice. So these are the 8 rules you got first day, second day, and today you have got 4 rules. Tomorrow I'm going to present all the 12 rules. I would like to have the feedback. This particular slide, do you find it useful? Do you want me to bring like this every day recollection and consolidation? Please, luggage also I give. Please respond. Do you like the last slide? It is like recollecting the rules. Like this, every day I add 4, 4, 4. It goes that way, and the boxes become very small. And this is a golden opportunity to recollect and revise and consolidate. Fine. Thanks for your feedback. That's all for today. We still have 1 minute. If you have a question, please ask, and I'll be happy to answer. PDF, please wait for some time. I'm not quite sure whether I can give or not. I will let you know on Monday. That's what I said. I request you guys wait for PDF till Monday. Monday or Tuesday, I'll come to know whether I can give the PDF or not. Based on that, I will decide. Regarding this session, if you have a question, don't hesitate and give the feedback. Are you happy? Every day, 4 rules enough? You're able to remember? Give that feedback also. And are you happy with the questions from previous years? questions, previous year's papers, give the feedback. We are doing very fast. Tell the scores now. 14 out of 20. Thank you very much for that feedback, Bhavana. And very happy, sir, Aniket. Thank you. Who is this? Kalpana. Okay, that's good. So am I. Wonderful. Has anyone got 15 plus? I don't see. 12, 13. That's also good enough. Between 10 and 15, be happy. And between 15 and 20, be very happy. All the 20, start teaching. That's it for today. Thank you very much for being with me till 8:30. Good night to all of you. I'll see you tomorrow. Again, 4 rules related to nouns.